When you think about it, every organization that has enough data to keep safe and secure will need a solution like Velotix. So we found out that regardless the size of the organization and the amount of data, there are several levels of maturity. And when we speak about building for the organization the data security policy, it's maybe too advanced. We found that sometimes too advanced relatively to the level of maturity. And I can talk about 3+1 level of maturity that we come across in the world these days. The first, there is no perception or predefined rules and processes to manage data. You have one person responsible for the security of the data and the usage. Level of maturity, let's consider it as relatively low. We found out that the first approach that we need to take in this level of maturity is implement or provide a Velotix discoverability solution, which means just before we start and build the automatic processes around your data management, let's see what kind of information you have in your organization. Let's add some level of automation. Let's give you the visibility and a certain level of security of how you manage the data. Second level of maturity that we come across is when organizations acknowledge that they hold an important asset and that they need to use it in order to build their businesses, predict, and so on. They have some policy in place. The process is usually heavy labored. This type of organization will use our policy or purpose-based access control, and we will be able to provide a fairly good level of visibility on how the data is used in the organization and what level of security the organization apply on the data. And the third level of maturity, let's call it customer is fully mature. Data management system are in place. At this point, our aim will be to use our sophisticated learning agent, that based on the usage in the organization, we will build for the organization the golden source of policy. Obviously, as we said, it's a highly dynamic environment. Over 200 regulation changes per day. We use sophisticated algorithms relates to machine learning and deep learning. Now, I said 3 level of maturity and +1. What's the +1? When we speak about data access, it's people to machine. But the revolution that we see today is about generative AI.
We're talking about how do you respect our data DNA and how do you work with us and how does Velotix fit into that equation? Is that what happened with the Deutsche Bank scenario as well?
Correct. Actually, you said it very nice. You said it nicely. The transformation is bringing or changing the environment from an autocracy to democracy in terms of using the data. From being a little bit, I would say, messy to something very organized and manageable.